Oh yeah, sexy biscuits. Nice.
Long before 1975, a YouTuber is on the rise, reviewing games late at night and sometimes friends used to bug him. Long Boys 1975.
Welcome back to another game comparison video. Come on, I think it's safe to say you knew this was going to happen the minute I got my Turbografx 16 Mini. And this gameplay comparison, well, you've read the title, is Ghouls and Ghosts, released in the arcades in 1988 by Capcom, and a follow-up to Ghosts and Goblins, and pretty much just as brutally hard, but improved in every other way, visually, graphically, although they're the same thing, audibly, I should say, and ported to the Megadrive by Sega themselves in 1989. Bear in mind the Megadrive came out towards the end of '88 in Japan. It's still a pretty newish game, and for the size of its cartridge, it blew everyone away, including me when I first saw it in Mean Machines and CVG. And as we chuck around, and I have done it in a comparison video before, the Megadrive against the arcade, as we always used to chuck around in those days was, is an arcade perfect? It's not. It's quite far from it, but it's still, for its limitations, an incredibly impressive port. So, I've played it on everything, but I have to do a comparison to the Turbografx 16 Mini version, which is obviously the Supergrax version, which is touted to be the most arcade accurate representation on a console. Could you argue that Supergrax is, considerably more powerful than the Megadrive? I don't know. I think it is more powerful, there's a parallax and stuff like that, but it'd be interesting to do a comparison of it. Don't worry, I'll shut up talking in a minute. I've played this before, done a video of it, using Magic Engine on my laptop, so I had to actually have to play it with keys, Q up, A down, left, P right, M fire, because it just wouldn't recognise a USB pad. And I've also played it on my LDK game handheld, because that's got Supergrax games on there, and I've got a video of that where I just filmed the actual unit itself, and it played fantastically. But I've never actually had a proper version with a pad that I could connect to my TV, and since it was the stuff of legend, back in the day, even though it was a failed machine, I'll talk a little bit more about it. Yeah, I know, more waffling. It's me, come on, when I get to the Turbografx 16 version. But I just had to do this comparison video. Right, now this is on my Megadrive Mini, but it's hacked, so even though I've got the menu where you can set it to Japan or whatever and stuff like that, it keeps playing the Genesis version, but it's the price to pay to have lots and lots of lovely games on it. So let's get straight into it. Never had this back in the day per se on my Megadrive, but a kid at school who also had a Japanese Megadrive was copying me, got one a few months later, to steal my glory, if you will. He had it and he lent it to me, and I loved it. And then many years later, when I was on a different system, but my mate down the road when I lived downtown, he had a cheap Megadrive just to play games, and we used to, partake in stuff, that's legal now. That's all I'm going to say. Well, not in this country. And we'd spend hours trying to get there, and I could only get to level 3 as a kid, but we got further than that, but we never got to the end of the game, because if you look at GameSack, he can absolutely tank through this. I suck at it. So anyway, we're playing this on my Megadrive Mini, and we're playing it with, the Megadrive Mini pad. Practice, professional, diagonals, no diagonals. Right, okay. Yeah, if you go to practice, you don't get everything, do you? So let's go with professional. Now, I've got to get to the end of the level on both these versions in order to do a fair comparison. And whenever you have to do that, or you state that out loud, it's not going to happen. Anyway, one player. So anyway, Arthur's bird, whatever her name is, gets nicked again, and it's got that brutal thing we have to go all the way to the end and all the way back. But good luck getting all the way to the end, although you can probably do it. Now, not arcade perfect, but to the untrained eye, unless you just came straight off the arcade machine, I have gameplays of it, you wouldn't know. But this was incredibly impressive stuff. I mean, look at the Amiga version. That was a 16-bit machine. And then look at this, to know that this was just tasty and delicious. Right, I mean, some people say, well, it's nothing compared to the SNES version. The SNES is not an arcade port, plus it's got tons of slowdown in. I mean, it's a very early game. Don't get me wrong, I do like that game. It's even harder, too brutally hard. Right, let's pull down yours, so we don't want that. Can't fire up. Right, plant. Basically, it's memorization, isn't it? I love the music. Never gets old. And like I said, if you're old like me, then you'll probably still think this is graphically phenomenal. I know. I'm easily pleased. Best home port, although is it on the X68000, the Sharp? I don't know. Best home port before the Supergrax, but we'll talk more about that. Ah, you should be my super armor. I rang my tailor in advance. Hold it down. No! Ooh, I had a thumb slippage. Kind of like a wardrobe slippage, but with your thumb. And it didn't ruin me. I find that a bit awkward, to be honest. No! Oh! Knackers in a jar! I normally do not get that, you know, careless so soon. It's because I don't like the super armour. It makes you complacent. I know other people love it, but then, you know, good for you. Goals. Life goals are important. I love that noise. Right, it's a watching them along the floor. It's the problem. See? Right, let's hope they're not on the endangered list. Yoink! No! Oh! Why? See, I've got to die, essentially, because if I get that, then I'm stuck with it, and it is Scheisenballs. That's a tactic you need. It's better to die. There's no shame in dying than picking up the, what is it, holy water, flaming torch? Utterly rubbish and useless weapon. Don't drop it again. Right, come on. This could be a painfully embarrassing comparison video. Right, let's just get our motoring on. The other problem is, get off the ladder straight away, because when you try and duck, you'll go down. No one likes that, unless you're a cheap dime store or don't know what that is, just points. We can live without that. I have to say, I do like the little demon dude reapers or whatever they are. Oh yeah, you got that. But I think the zombies have more charm. No! See what I mean? Stuck on ladder. Everything in this game will kill you. Kind of its point. No! Oh, bollocks! I'm sucking at this! Oh, this is awesome suckage. And by awesome, I mean like really sucking good. Otherwise known as being really good at being bad. Floor attack. So you come in. Right. Oh! Why the... That's it, I'm fucked. Why? I'm gonna have to quit the game. Seriously, I'm gonna have to quit the game. I can always get to the end of this level. I just don't need that pile of crap weapon there. Look, look. And you can bet your bloody money on it that you won't drop a good weapon. Now, I'm sure there are people out there who actually like this weapon. No, there cannot be. I mean, seriously, it's rubbish. Look. I have no idea how I got out of dodge then. Look! At least it sounds like a drum solo. I'll give it that. This might save me. Alright, that's kind of cool. Maybe I have found a use for this weapon. Thing is, the more you do that, the more you use up your time. Ooh! Oh, this could be no. Oh, look at that! Rubbish. Oh no, come on! That's the big chopper. That's the one the ladies really like. These I got here, so... Oh, fuck knockers. So we can at least see the tree effects. That's a comparison I really wanted to compare. Oh, bollocks. This trying not to swear, it's really difficult. Trust me, it's a new thing you have to do. Always screw it, we go there. You get to see the end-ish, yeah. It's a new YouTube thing, you have to check it and stuff. Honestly, it's getting out of hand. And he's still got the pants torch. Right. Is that a wizard? I don't know. Rain effect, something else you wanna compare? How is this gonna be against these things? Oh, I love you. Slow down. Utterly useless. Honestly, utterly useless. Oh! Do I even want to... Look at it, I never noticed the face on the tree before. Just get to the end. Oh, you... That's it. Cheeky, cheeky vine bastard. There you go. I just want to get to the end. Well, I should have quit and then got rid of this absolutely shit weapon. Ah, screw it. I can't be asked to stop swearing anymore. Takes the fun out of my videos, at least for me, anyway. Alright, don't give it a super armor. Be like that. Rubbish. It is just pants against them. Stop spawning. Slow down. That's it, I give up. I'm going to jump to the Supergrax version. I could have got to the end of this level. I just can't do it with that pants weapon that has no reason to exist in this game because it is rubbish. And if you say taste is subjective and you like it, you're wrong. Anyway, sore loser much? Nah. Let's jump to the Supergrax version. Hopefully I can get at least this far. So here we go, we're on my Turbografx 16 Mini, but we're in PC Engine mode, albeit Core Graphics mode, because you have to go to the Japanese list of games to play Ghouls and Ghosts. Only it's not Ghouls and Ghosts, it's the Japanese version, and because it's in the Japanese list of games, there is no way to play it as Ghouls and Ghosts. Where are you? Have I just gone by it? There we go. Sorry, didn't recognise the cover. So obviously, originally it was a Supergrax game. So was that 89? So Supergrax, you know, tended to be a sequel to PC Engine, followed up what 2 years later. So it's Dai Makaimura, which translates to something Demon Village. It's got amazing box art. Let's get into it. But yeah, I mean, it was really, really expensive. It's really, really expensive now. Mainly because the system was, you know, a failure. But back in the day, you kind of had a chance of dreaming, even though you were 11, 12, that you would own a PC Engine one day. I mean, eventually my brother got one, and eventually I got a Turbografx 16 in 1991. But there was no way you were affording this. There was just no way. I'm sure some kids were incredibly rich and could import it. So you looked at this, and I mean, the magazine said, my memory of computer and video games, Complete Guide to Consoles said, well, I think it was something along the lines of taste is subjective or something. It might have been just read the CVD, but it's a better version than the Megadrive version. It might be because immediately you can see in the demo is the choice of colour it uses in its palette. You could argue is more accurate to the arcade, and it employs a few nifty little effects. You gotta, a lot of it might be blink and you miss it, but pay attention to the background, pay attention to the weather effects, and pay attention to the trees. Providing I get that far, they're different effects, and obviously was it Supergrax had extra added layers of parallax and stuff like that. But yeah, this was something we all wanted to play. We liked the Megadrive version, but we all wanted to play it, and it was just never ever gonna happen. Right, press run. That's 1990, right? So the console came out in, well, 89, 2 years after the no, probably 1990, because it was to compete with Megadrive, and that's definitely a different colour palette. Shame we never got there. And the snares, I guess, knowing that it was on its way. I've waffled too much. Right, so press run button. No, it doesn't give you any options. Gives you 3 credits, because why would it give you any more? I mean, why? Yeah, because Capcom games hate children. So the intro. Run away, you victim, run away. She gets shot by a laser and it's game over. I'm wearing armour. It's like UFO or Spaceman King Arthur. Polish up your armour enough and even the devil's lasers won't do nothing to it. Music's pretty much the same, although I slightly prefer the kind of, I don't know, cruder effects on this. The more sort of tinny. But look at the colour palette. Look at the, you know, like the stocks there. I was going to say graves. Everyone didn't say graves. They're not. They're stocks. See? Right, you got. Look at the sky. That was my bad. I was trying to do this because you got the same controls. You'd have to see them truly side by side, but you know me. I'm lazy and I'm cheap, and I fear tech. Definitely there. Oh no 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 no. Definitely there. I couldn't shoot. Wow. A slight grass verge is enough to destroy my Valiant Knight. But yeah, look at the colours on that platform there. This is what I mean. It's a more accurate colour palette than the Megadrive version. Other than that, they're not massively different. I just think this looks more the parts. Oh, but it's going to be one of those gameplays. It's give Dave a bollocks weapon. Yeah, because that's going to happen, isn't it? Some people love this. Not me. See, look, and the detail seems to be a lot better as well. When you just get this bloody place exercised, mate. Oh, how do I... Is he going to be... I've got turbo switches on, shit. Your charge is slower. Your effects are slightly different, not just because... bollocks. I've got a different weapon. I should probably kill myself and get through this. See, that's the problem. These are, you know, similar on both these versions. Get anything other than the dagger, possibly the lance, and it's one-way trick to third tone. Look, see, the stock takes the effect of my weapon. I never got the chopper on the Megadrive version, so... Okay, skip. I don't know if I press a button, it will speed it up. I don't want to dare take the chance. I never want to lose my dagger again. I love you, dagger. Let's be friends. Right. I think I can press anything else. So there's no options in this version. I can skip that. Right. We got the lance. Dagger's the best, but the lance is, you know, a dandy default. So it appears that these stocks are far more, you know, inhibiting on your gameplay than the other version. I forgot its name, the Megadrive version. No! Get up, this turbo pad, I'll say this, it's not me making excuses, but the turbo pad needs breaking in. Oh, that was lucky. So yeah, like I said, the only other time I played this, and I think I got towards the end, was not on the LDK game, but like on a TV screen, was on my... Look, see, I can't even get the super armor because the bloody holy water's there. Was, yeah, on a keyboard. And I gotta tell you, maybe because I grew up in Spectrum, it played alright. Ooh! Yeah, this is definitely, you know, a better port. Not necessarily a better port, a closer port. Right, come on, get your big chopper out of the way. Save it for the ladies. You gonna drop down? Keep your eye. Does he come low? I don't know. Yoink. Right, don't give me any shit weapons. See, the colours are definitely far better in this. Is that because of the colour palette on this system or just the colours they changed? Look at the trees! The trees are much better as well. Oof. I'm not even risking that. That's when you know that effort has been made, because the attack patterns are exactly the same. So, you know, they were clearly both focusing on the arcade. Get some of this in your life. Well, could that have been any less effective? No! Don't anything come out the roof. Of course you came out the roof. Right, where's the sneaky bloody bastard one? There. No. Oh, it's the runny things, isn't it? I don't know. Wow. Whichever version you play, it's bullseye. I mean, why would it not be bullseye? I have no idea. Oh, this pad. Honestly, you've got to break the padding. At least I got to the same point roughly on both versions for you to see the differences. I'm saying it, I'm calling it. Supergrax version looks better. Maybe it's just a colour thing. Maybe there's a little bit more graphical detail in it. Maybe I should get a white stick. It just looks better. Yeah, and also, it's not excuses. Honestly, this pad really needs to be worn in. I mean, I mentioned it really quickly when I did my overview, that it seems to clunk into position in certain places, but I think it's just a bit stiff. Awkward. Awkward choice of words there. Can he get to the end, just for the sake of getting to the end? Probably not. Can't remember where that bloke is now. There. Do they just keep coming? Here. No. No, he's up here, isn't he? Oh no! Look at that! Oh. You! Look at this! Made it to the end. Thank God for that. Right, so what does this bloke look like? Even though you didn't get to see it on the last gameplay. That's more accurate to the arcade. Bollocks. Well, there you go. I'm going to round it up here. A bit overly long because I was a bit shit in it. But Megadrive version, Megadrive Mini, running it, versus the Supergrax version on my Turbografx 16. I'm going to call it. I'm saying this version is the better when it comes to accuracy to the arcade of the two versions. They pretty much play identically, just the Turbografx 16 pad is a bit stiff. Anyway, as always, I'd love to know what you think, particularly if you played the Supergrax back in the day. Thank you very much for watching. And sitting through this, and I'll see you later.